For those of you that may not know, hi, I'm Jean Linden, and I'm currently in charge of German market development. However, before that, I also worked on international initiatives for Linden Lab for the last couple of years. But before I became a Linden, I found Second Life as a student in my graduate program, so academia. At Southern California, I coordinated the Reinventing Public Diplomacy Through Games contest and streamed it eventually into Second Life, streamed the final award ceremony, and had actually built up to it for about 6 months beforehand. And 3 out of my 4 finalists actually were all prototyped within Second Life. That's that top right corner, actually. Now, my experiences on this platform taught me many things. But most of all, it showed me what a very important tool for international communication this was. And I thought it was going to change the world. Now, part of changing the world, and what I found was like global kids, as you see here, they have their fireside workshops on on our recent election process, or summer discussions on global issues such as the trafficking of children. I too found Second Life to be the perfect platform for discussing issues on a global stage. Now, my contest, actually, like many others afterwards, and most particularly and most recently, the Second Life and Public Good Community Challenge, which is also run through USC, basically enabled us to challenge not only those that were in my school and at USC, but I also was able to reach an audience of students and individuals that were interested in the topic from around the world. Now, I know that I've been very lucky. I've had in my life the opportunity to study abroad at a very young age, and because I was an exchange student in Braunschweig, eigentlich, it's in Germany. It sent me on a course that eventually led me here. Not everyone has or could even afford or even understand truly the desire to pursue such a chance. Schools like Modesto County and their sister school in Kyoto did, and they have actually conducted a cultural exchange program within Second Life. What I realized was that my experience was merely the tip of the iceberg, and that organizations realized what they were looking for, often looking for in game technology, was simulation, and that they could effectively do that in Second Life at a lower cost compared to other simulation technology, and in an environment that was actually closer to real-life interaction. And that's in the sense that Second Life gives you the opportunity to interact with real people. So on your next slide, you'll see that this has enabled organizations to be able to rehearse and role play and storytell. Whether it's IBM's rehearsal studio, where people can practice their jobs and be able to practice their talks, as well as NMC designing a prenatal clinic for the World Health Organization, again, so that people can role play. It has been able to allow, again, global kids and their students to develop machinima. And if you haven't seen it yet, I highly encourage it. There's a particularly poignant story about a child soldier in Uganda. And I believe, this was a 5-minute machinima film that can be a fantastic, big picture movie at some point. What IBM found was that Second Life could improve efficiency, and it could also improve speed of learning by 10 times, and also reducing the cost factor by 10. Now, we've been speculating on this, but we found that they could compress months of learning.
I'm quite very sorry.
Day. Oh, no worries. As still testing. I hope you don't mind me just kind of talking over you as I'm trying to get through, the 10 minutes.
It's in the very dark Friday. No, the dark Wednesday. Nothing will happen at the moment, sorry.
But your sound is perfect now, so this is good news.
This is good news. All right. Well, what I also wanted to mention was another example was the Loyola's College in Canada. They have actually started training their border patrol within Second Life as well. Again, I mean, yet another method and various methods of being able to use Second Life. What we've also been able to see, and I think this is probably the most obvious method in when it comes to externals that are new to Second Life to finding out about it, is that, oh, well, this would be a great way to display and prototype either my project or share information. And we've seen that with NOAA, we've seen it with architecture schools from around the world, as well as art institutes. We've been able to demonstrate, I think, in an entirely different level, in a 3D level, that many people haven't been able to experience yet. Right? We're used to our 2D internet form factor, and what we've been able to see, I think, consistently boggles. And be able to demonstrate, as well as, I mean, when I mentioned prototype as my testing, but I think many of us, and if you haven't yet, please find out about the KO University project, where they've made it possible to walk within Second Life using brainwave technology. I mean, what kind of transformative uses will and has been coming out of just being able to use Second Life and being able to integrate it with other technology has been impressive. Now,
Jim, just a second. Now our Exxon Jackson, who's running the slides, has crashed. Now that Bernd is with us, so
I think I'm here.
I know you're here now, but now you're here. Yeah, now you're here, but our slide giver has crashed, and he's blocked for another minute or two before he can come back on. Second Life says. So please just go on with your slides in mind, okay? And we'll follow up as soon as possible.
No problem. Technical difficulties. You know, those are definitely some of the challenges that we still have within Second Life. And I absolutely want to be able to continue speaking to educators in order to find out how we might be able to continue to improve upon these. And our team does, actually, perpetually and for many long hours of every day are we working on improving our technology. So that being said, let me continue, even without the slides. So I left us off with, as I go back and look at my slides, the ability to display, prototype, and share data. Another method of using Second Life is, well, at least another way that we've seen is that people have been able to use it to engage their audience, to engage the unengaged. I mean, how many students do you know that aren't necessarily interested in learning per se, but it's mainly because they haven't been inspired yet. Or maybe they haven't had the opportunity to be taught in the method that they can most easily learn, right? We all don't learn in the exact same way.